I'll tell you a story of blood, guts, and glory, and all that was lost on the way. There was nothing to do and nowhere to run. There was nothing that I could say. The dust in my eyes enough to tell me what to do, and the bullet you left in my thigh, well, I'm giving it back to you. It wasn't always that easy, no, it wasn't always that slow. I just thought you'd like to know this time, I just thought you'd like to know. Tell your mother what you did to me that day. Or when she asked you where you found success, did you simply turn away? I'm coming for you now, and I'm coming for her too. When you're in the ground, well, maybe I'll be done with you. It wasn't always that easy, no, it wasn't always that slow. And when the gun was cocked and when the bullet was set, well, there was nowhere left to go. It wasn't always that easy, no, it wasn't always that slow. I just thought you'd like to know this time, I just thought you'd like to know. And was I wrong? Was it faded from the start, or did I stand and chase that out? Here I wait inside a bar for that crowd, but your hand in a fire, and it's coming for me now. Oh, it's coming for her too. And when you're in the ground, well, then we'll still have close after we can do what we can do, how we can do. The dust in my eyes enough to tell me what to do, and the bullet you left in my thigh, well, I'm giving it back to you. It wasn't always that easy, no, it wasn't always that slow. I just thought you'd like to know this time, I just thought you'd like to know. Like a hand reaching for a handle, but to find that it was never there. Candidly, I can't handle knowing that it's all up in the air. I thought the world ended in March until I heard the doorbell ring. Can't keep from falling apart, but I'll glue back everything again. This can't be the end. This can't be the end. This can't be the end. This can't be the end of all that summer had to say. What little time has gone away, I'll glue it all back anyway. I'll glue it all back anyway. Like the wing of a sparrow or a plane drops down a couple feet again to catch the wind that still remains, but I'm left breathless anyway. I thought the world ended in March until I heard the doorbell ring. Just me here standing in the dark, So now I'll set the pace with such short time. Yeah, I really must make haste, but I don't know what's ahead or what the ending will bring. I just need to take a minute and then try again to take up the king. If I'm stuck, I'll call you with each stage I'll move through. Well, I know need a little more. Each step alone brings us closer to that old throne. If I'm stuck, I'll call you with each stage I'll move through. Well, I know need a little more. Each step alone brings us closer to that old throne. Written in the back of my old diary, I gotta break sometime. It's underlined and leg, scrawled across the screen beneath the spider ring. I gotta break sometime. I left it all unread. And the more I know, the less I seem to care. Weighted down by everything and falling through the air. And the more I hold, the less that I can bear. But hey, I gotta break sometime. Cracked inside a kiln between the firing. I gotta break sometime. You glazed it anyway. Screamed across the city from a windowsill. I gotta break sometime. That's all you had to say. The more I know, the less I seem to care. Weighted down by everything and falling through the air. And the more I hold, the less that I can bear. But hey, I gotta break sometime. Written in the back of my own diary, I gotta break sometime. It's underlined and leg, scrawled across the screen beneath the spider ring. I gotta break sometime. I left it all unread. Cracked inside a kiln between the firing. I gotta break sometime. You blazed it anyway. Screamed across the city from a windowsill. I gotta break sometime. That's all you had to say. And the more I know, the less I seem to care. And the more I hold, the less that I can bear. The more I know, the less I seem to care. I've been thinking that I can't quite get enough time on the inside of the cycle that you spin with gravity and dust. I'm falling in between the planets and the sun into the orbit that surrounds you. That orbit that surrounds you. That orbit that surrounds you. That orbit that surrounds you. come back home. But each step that you took towards her, well, you took each one alone. And every time you said, my God, how is it up there on that phone? Well, I've been waiting undefeated just to hear you say that I'm not needed. I said I was an honest man. You said I wasn't at all, but I wanted it. Well, I think you're just afraid of the fall, but you won't be there at all. No, you won't be there. And oh, my God, I hope you're falling apart. My God, I hope you're falling and you. Oh, my God, I hope you're falling apart. It's gonna be the start of what you are. Well, I remember when you said that you hate everything I do. You didn't have a reason, then wish I'd given one to you. And then you would say, oh, my God, I couldn't know what you've been through. Well, I've been waiting undefeated just to hear you say that I'm not needed. I said I was an honest man. You said I wasn't at all, but I wanted it. Well, I think you're just afraid of the fall, but you won't be there at all, or you won't be there. And oh, my God, I hope you're falling apart. My God, I hope you're falling and you. Oh, my God, I hope you're falling apart. It's gonna be the start of what you are. I said I was an honest man. You said I wasn't at all, but I wanted it. Well, I think you're just afraid of the fall, but you won't be there at all, or you won't be there. And oh, my God, I hope you're falling apart. My God, I hope you're falling and you. Oh, my God, I hope you're falling apart. It's gonna be the start of what you. Oh, my God, I hope you're falling apart. My God, I hope you're falling and you. Oh, my God, I hope you're falling apart. It's gonna be the start of what you are.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 3 of the Galaxy Tour brought to you by Zealous Racing League. My name is Shim. I'm your broadcaster for tonight's race, as always. Happy to bring you this live commentary on our round 3 race here at the Hungaroring. It has been quite the season already. Currently, our good friend Christopher Larson, currently in the pits, but it's just free practice, so no worries there. But he is leading the championship in our gold division. And another friend of ours here, Dale Rodman Jr., he is winning the silver class. Honestly, quite unexpectedly too. Maybe not unexpectedly, definitely deservedly. Just been staying out of trouble and has been doing very well this season, very consistent. So that'll be that's definitely boosted his confidence going into this season. Last driver I wanted to shout out was our friend Chase Gordon here. He's leading the rookie class, and just want to give it a quick check here real quick because I believe he is still in the rookie class. Let's give that a quick look really quick. Can do that and take a look at the let's take a look at the class if we can. It doesn't seem like I can see it right now, but let's just go to his personal best there. Still getting used to this this new tool here, but all is well. All is well. There we go. I believe he is still a rookie. Now, I'd have to double check that. I believe he is still a rookie, and I don't know why I'm blanking on where to find this information. I know where I can find it here at least. Nope, he was moved up. Okay, so he was moved up. I just put on my larger overlay. So Gordon was moved up to the semi-pro division. He was handedly winning the rookie division before this, so it's going to be really good to see him mixing with the rest of the crew. That should be really great. I'm excited to see that. All right. I will say one thing tonight. There may be some times where I have to step away from the stream momentarily. Um, I am on baby duty tonight, and it takes me a little longer to get up the stairs um, with my knee injury. So I do apologize for all the viewers. I'll keep the race going, obviously, but it'll just be uh, a matter of me having to go up and take care of the little man before coming back downstairs. As we watch Paney here having a slip there in one of the last tournament turns there, the penultimate turn. Decides to go straight into the pits there, maybe get some practice going into the pits tonight, because our drivers will need to take one mandatory pit stop tonight. Tonight's wrinkle, I would say, is that our leaders in the classes, they will need to take a 15-second penalty in the during their pit stop. So that's a pit stop success ballast. It's something we've instituted the last few seasons. So we're going to have it this round, and I believe round 6. We're going to have the success ballast. And so the top 3 drivers in the class will take that success ballast, and we'll have to have an extra 15 seconds within the pits when they take their pit stop. Our mandatory pit stop is for tires only, so our drivers will need to have all the fuel that they'll need for the whole race tonight. And one thing I wanted to do, we've got 8 minutes 30 seconds left in qualifying here. I wanted to just take a look at all of the cars that we have here tonight and get a view of our liveries. First we have Pena here. I gotta say, really dig this this livery. On the back he's got the Puerto Rico e-racing information. You can see the Instagram information there on the front as well. So I'd love to see that. I believe it's him and Rivera both have that. Next, we have Jose Nunez, who has got his classic livery. I think he's used this same exact scheme for the last. I think he's used this scheme for the last like 6 seasons or something like that. But classic Nunez livery. JP Belanger today with some rapid times in that BMW. He is currently running P3 in practice. Using some of that light blue and neon green with a highlight of purple. Nothing too flashy, pretty simple and light colors. Taking a look at Skylar Loverink's livery. Skylar, not a newcomer to ZRL, but newcomer to this season. Hasn't been racing this season, but has joined us for round 3 here. And looking good in that. I don't even know what that says. I can't even read that. Jean Alisi, I believe, but driving the Ferrari. Next we have it's almost like a purplish, bluish purple and orange, burnt orange from Jonathan Clifford there. We got KP here with his Honda and the flames with the dragon livery. I gotta say, I love this livery. It's looking mighty fine. Christopher Larson has taken homage from the the very traditional BMW livery, or at least the modern traditional BMW livery, adding his MSL Racing logo there, as well as his number 2. Carlos Flores driving in the Pigeon Racing McLaren this season. Sean Collis with almost like a Halloween-esque neon green, black with a purple accent there. A little bit spooky. Branding some ZRL branding there. Calvin Wolf taking a practice pit stop here. Simple McLaren livery with some navy blue and neon yellow stripes. Chase Gordon in the Aston Martin with a nice light blue similar to Belanger's car, and then some red accents on that Aston Martin. Jean Elisi, former F1 driver from back in the day. Well, shows you what I know. Looks like Jean does not have a livery in our system, so sadly no livery, but maybe one of our friends can help him get a livery into the system. Then we have Kaylor Nicholson in the Porsche, pretty simple livery, white with a bit of blue. Our friend Glenn Pineo's got Skylar Loverink right behind him. And Skylar's giving him a bit of a hard time here. Or maybe it's the other way around. But Glenn's got his YouTube icon there. He's got this kind of almost like blood sporty red and white Canadian flag livery. Gotta say, I think that's one of my favorites this season. Levasseur, Julien in the Dinosaur Porsche. That's a real-life livery, I believe. Or there is a real-life livery that is that looks like this. I believe they raced in the 24 hours, if I'm not mistaken. Really fun livery. I really like this one. Matt Lung here with the Mind Goblin Ferrari livery. Gotta say, I really like this livery. I don't know if this is his own personal branding, the 2 hands, or where he got this, but I gotta say, it looks really nice with the black, the white, and that little bit of orange. Looks really good. We got Rust in here with the white, black, and a little tinge of neon yellow. Graham Lynch doesn't have a livery yet, but hopefully we can get one next week. Carl Maurer in a very purple Ferrari 44, sorry, not the 448 anymore, it's the 296. Our friend Rodman here, opting to not practice right now, but he's got the Grizzly Sim Sports livery for the Lamborghini here. Got that gorilla with the hot dog with a healthy dose of mustard on there. Ryan Trundle here looks like, or Trudell, sorry. At first glance looked like he didn't have a livery, but it's just a very light green in there, or brownish kind of green in there. Actually, is that yellow? Maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me with the lighting. But a black with a kind of an off colored there. Pretty slick little livery there. Shane Swearingen in the Porsche, the Cool Kids Racing. In his Porsche 992. And we've got Dustin Reed here. He's got some damage on the front of that BMW and does not have a livery. So that's all of our liveries that we have in the group today. Wanted to just go over those. I think out of all the liveries, it's between Portis and Pinio. My favorite liveries of uh, are my favorite liveries of the season so far. We've got 30 seconds left here in free practice though before we go into qualifying. And I'll just take a moment here to thank you all for joining us tonight, and hope you all enjoy the broadcast. If you and we just got a fastest lap from Skylar right there. It's almost a whole second faster than Pena's time. But let's go to another driver out here. But if you are enjoying this content, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to join our Discord. That's when you're going to get the most up-to-date information on all things Zealous Racing League. There should be a link on the homepage of our YouTube channel. I'm getting pretty good at that little blurb, but yeah, any support that you guys can give, spreading the news of ZRL by word of mouth, maybe having somebody give it a chance who might not be into sim racing or might be right on the cusp of getting into sim racing. Maybe they like in real life racing already. Tell them to give it a shot. Hopefully, my excellent broadcasting skills can help uh, them enjoy this wonderful hobby that we partake in. All right, here we are into qualifying, and it looks like our friend Jose Luis Nunez. I thought he might be out on the track first, but it looks like Clifford's out there. I think we followed Clifford last week, so let's follow Nunez this week. Here at the Hungaroring, it's much more of a technical track. Last week we were at Snetterton. Snetterton's a fairly technical track, but the one thing that Hungaroring has is a bit more elevation change. Now, granted, it's not a lot of elevation change in comparison, but this kind of end of the first sector here does have a lot more elevation change than some people might think, and it can lead to some interesting dynamics on the car. It's a very weavy track, a lot of very tricky corners. One mess up here, and there's really no gaining your time back. You got to be perfect on the chicane. You got to be perfect in this final sector, or in the final part of the second sector, and then going into the third sector. It's all about just lining yourself up for the most success. So we watch Nunez here warming up those tires for his first hot lap. And a good comment from our friend Slim. Very tough to pass here indeed. About the only place that is good to pass is the first turn. It's about the best place to pass. I have seen it done on turn 2, going down the hill, and we'll get on to the bonnet of Nunez's car here as he starts his first flying lap, braking at about that board right there. You want to get the car rotated early and on the gas early too, using all of the runoff that you can. Cutting back over to the right side of the track, getting ready for this downhill section, braking right when you see that curbing on the right, and stay in the middle until right at the end and power through, trying to get on the inside of that turn, setting yourself to the outside of the next little kink here. Now up the hill you go, brake right when you see the curbing, and you want to try to rotate the car without the brakes there, off the brake, and just try to get as much speed as you can through that kink into another hairpin, wide hairpin, into a chicane. Very tricky, but you want to cut as much of the chicane as you can. As you can see right there, he basically was going straight over the top of that chicane, using all of the curbing here to get himself rotated for this next turn. and on the gas as early as you can. Very tricky part here. I don't think this is going to be his fastest lap, that's for sure. I can already notice that some places he's being a little bit more hesitant than he needs to be. But this is just his first attempt at getting a lap, so. Into this final little sector here can be really slippery if you're not careful, so you want to almost double apex that penultimate turn there. And then the final turn here is very long, a hairpin. Just want to try to coast into it the best you can. When you get about halfway, you can start getting on the gas and get as much curbing as possible. That'll get him into P3. Good showing from our good friend Nunez. Larson with the fastest time currently with a 44, almost flat. Pena next across the line. Right now, Pinho is the slowest time, but he's just getting started there with a 46.7, 2 seconds off. Maurer is a little slower. Behind our friend Pinho there, we've got Chase Gordon, who I believe is on his first flying lap here. Did not set one yet. Dustin Reed and Maurer now. Rustin, Nicholson, Graham Lynch setting a lap. You know, I don't think we've seen Lynch yet. Not a bad lap for his first showing. Take a look at some of our manufacturers here. Looks like Larson's putting that BMW to good use. It's a pretty balanced car. JP Belanger goes 5th fastest with 44.7. He's looking nice and fast in free practice. Now, it's going to take me a bit to get this up, but I believe, let me check the drivers that are going to get that pit stop ballast. So, if I'm not mistaken, it's the 3 leaders in the class. Nunez, our fastest driver, with a 33.8. That is a nice looking time from him. A 43.8, 6.7 from our friend Jose Nunez. Skylar Loverink goes faster with a 43.3. Larson here didn't have a great last lap. Wasn't as fast as his first, so he's going to be hoping for a better one. But it should be Larson, Clifford, and Rivera who are going to be getting the pit stop ballast for our gold class. For our silver class, I believe it's going to be Chase Gordon. Actually, Chase Gordon is actually leading our semi-pro class because he got moved into the semi-pro class. They've readjusted some of the placings, so that means Gordon is actually our leader in semi-pro right now. So that means Gordon, Rodman, and Flores are getting pit stop ballasts today. That's really interesting. Then in the rookie class, we've got Dustin Reed, Kevin Attenbury, Martin Mugarian, Louis Sands, Shane Swearingen, Zoic Jean, Will Scott, Corey Mouton, Spencer King, and then Scott Quinn. Larson now with our fastest lap, 33 almost flat. Missed that when I was going through the people who are in each class. Let's go to Chase Gordon here currently. I believe that means he's leading the class with Pinho right behind him. Been very rapid this season. Good newcomer to ZRL. We'd love to see that. believe Jean here is in our rookie class, looking really good today in the BMW. He didn't show for the first race, but if he has a good performance this race, which I think he will, I think he's going to be having a good season. Skylar Loverink out on the track right now. Last lap was a bit better than his one before, but it wasn't enough to beat Larson. The driver we're going to have to watch for is Clifford today. With that pit stop ballast, he's going to have to be even faster than normal. I will say it's a bit frustrating for these drivers who have been consistently doing well, but maybe not winning. I think drivers like Clifford and I believe it's, well, it was Rivera, but Rivera isn't here tonight. I think Clifford's going to be actually struggling quite a bit tonight. As you can see, you know, you never know how it's going to be track to track. I mean, there are times when I can say, yes, Larson's going to get the pole position pretty easily. But then when you get into the semi-pro category, that all goes out the window. You have no idea. It's about being consistent. You might have one race where you do great, the next you do terribly. That moves Clifford into P5 from P8. Melon pitch looking awfully nice tonight. Pitch has been having a few troubles this season. Last week, especially at Snetterton, was not the best performance for him, but looking to be in good form tonight. So I am trying to find the car classes here, because generally that is shown. Maybe they don't show it until the race itself. You can also see position deltas here. Man, this tool, you know, I've been talking about it the last few weeks, but this tool has been really nice to give so much more information. You can see position deltas. You can see car numbers. You can see what everyone's number is. Actually, there's car number that shows the class. That's what I was looking for. Actually, Pitch was moved down to our semi-pro class there. He wasn't a pro last week. Putting up a good fight against Chase Gordon here. Dubé having a rough time getting a good lap here. Hasn't really been able to set a representative time, I think. He's hoping for something better. Larson currently on an outlap. Skylar Loverink coming through the chicane now. I just want to watch. I want to watch Loverink as he goes through some of these sections. You can see how much more speed he can carry. Look how much speed he's carrying into some of those turns. Just absolutely sending it. I'm really confident on the brakes. Using all of the track that he possibly can. Early on the gas there through the last turn. That's optimal to get the best run down the main straight, and that'll give him the fastest lap of 42.902. 'What a nice looking lap from him there. Let's go to Larson. In the middle of his lap currently. Familiar sound for me as a BMW driver. Let's watch him. Able to just graze those curbs and bounce the car over him. Just so confident that he can maintain speed through these corners. Just like really confident. You can even see the difference in lines too that Larson's taking, and you can see he's lining himself up for this last lap here. This is going to be the one. And even that was not bad, a 43.99. Chase Gordon still leading our semi-pro category. Mellon Pitch in the pits. Levasseur in the pits. Carlos Flores crossing the line here, seeing if he can go one better. He does outshine Pinio there, just barely. Pinio's done with his laps. Here we go to Kaylor Nicholson. Last couple turns here for him in the Porsche. Qualifying is officially over. Now, you say that, Slim, but I think he was not going to win this race to begin with the pit stop ballast, sadly. Nicholson's going to be done there, does not improve. Larson's got the pit stop ballast, and he's not going to do it. Larson's got the pit stop ballast, and Lovering does not. So I think Larson's just going to try to do the best he can this race to get back after the penalty. I think he's going to hope he can get back maybe to a podium position, but it's just damage mitigation this week, I think, for Larson. I believe Lovering's going to win this. I think Portis has a really good opportunity here to get a P2. He's had a nice consistent season so far. He's just outside of the top 3, so should be a good race from him. Looks really comfortable in that Honda. As he crosses the line, it looks like he won't improve. Just barely won't improve. Last car to cross the line here is Nunez, and he will not improve as well. Just barely. Some pretty tight gaps there in the top top class. All right. Well, we have some colorful language there in the chat. We're gonna just avoid that. All right, so our starting order here, as our drivers have 2 minutes, 30 seconds to get ready. Let's go through our starting grid. We've got Skylar Loverink, Christopher Larson, and Kenneth Portis in our podium for the Pro Division. Behind them we have Clifford, Pena, Nunez, Belanger. Leading our Semi-Pro Division is Chase Gordon. And we've got Dubé. P2 in our Semi-Pro is Mellon Pitch, Levasseur in P3, Flores, Pinio, Nicholson, Collis. Jean leads our rookie division. Wolf, Lung, Lynch, Rustin, Maurer, Rodman, Swearingen, Trudell, and last, but certainly not least, is Dustin Reed. There you have it, folks. That's our classes, or that's our starting order for tonight's race. They've got 60 minutes of racing to do tonight with one mandatory pit stop, 4 tires. Ah, don't be so hard on yourself there, Travis. You're a much better driver than you lead yourself to believe, that's for sure. All right, drivers have 1 more minute left to go. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. And if you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe. It does help us out a lot. The more likes, views, everything we have, the better. So the more that you guys can get this out there, the better that we can do, and hopefully the more support we can get. So any little bit is appreciated, and I thank you all so much for everything you've already done. All right. So our drivers push and drive. We've got everything set and ready to go here. Hungaroring will lead us off, getting those tires warmed up and ready to go. Now it's going to be a tricky race for our drivers tonight. It's all about running clean, hot laps for tonight's race. Not a lot of overtaking opportunities, so you're going to want to get your positions solidified, and then you're going to want to try and maintain that the best you can. Defense should be fairly easy. There's usually on this track there's really only one line through a lot of these turns, but turn 1 and sometimes I've seen moves outside into turn 2 there that can work out. But our drivers are going to want to be careful in these kinks here. I've seen many an incident with drivers getting a bit overzealous. I know we're the Zealous Racing League, but I've seen drivers get overzealous into these kinks, especially this kink up the hill here. It's going to be something our drivers are going to want to watch out for on the first couple laps. It may not even be something that you do as a mistake too. It might just be something that a driver behind you just misses their braking zone there. I've had that where drivers just will send it up the inside there. Really dumb move, but they'll do it anyway. So definitely going to have to be on their toes tonight. All right. Tattler. Who am I tattling on, Lenny? I'm not tattling on you in specific. I'm tattling on the oh, you're talking to Travis. Sorry, Lenny. All right. Couple more turns for our drivers to do. Hopefully, Travis, you didn't get Fanatec. In the news right now, Fanatec is not looking so good. Drivers are 2x2 though here. Won't talk about Fanatec much longer. But drivers lining up 2x2, jockeying for position here. Larson's going to want a nice start if he's going to get ahead of Hungaroring here. In the beginning, that outside, he's going to have to get a little bit more speed to stick with him. And here they go, turning the last corner. Here they are down the main straight, and there we are. We are green for 60 minutes here at the Hungaroring. Looks like Larson got a really good jump off the line, and he is going to be ahead of Lovering going into turn 1, and that will be P1 for Larson with a really good start for him. That's Portis holding on to P2. I think Clifford there moved into P4. Don't know if he qualified there, can't remember. Believe he did. But Larson, really good move off the line. Looks like some yellow flags out there. Wolf and Lynch have a bit of a caution next to them. Accident. As we go here, ooh, looking very dicey there. Really cutting quite a bit of the corner there, Larson and Lovering. Looking back at Chase Gordon in the mix here. Levasseur right behind Nunez in this tussle as well. Nunez losing a couple positions right off the line. Nunez has to cut the corner there. He's going to have to watch out for that. Doesn't want to do it too much. Looks like Pitch is a big loser here. Lost a few places off the start. Lovering holding. Anything else that we can see here? I believe so. I believe everything's holding pretty close. Wolf right behind Nicholson here. Doesn't really matter too much. Fastest lap by Larson on the first lap. Here our drivers are just going to want to tuck in best they can, and that might be a move. Don't believe it actually panned out though. Belanger has gained 3 positions. Gained 1 on Clifford now. Up from P7 to P4. Got some folks here wanting Dale to get around Maurer here. Dale just looking to be consistent here at the Hungaroring. Here we are, Nunez. Gordon. Looks like Gordon's trying to maybe make a move on Dubé here. Nunez gets his nose in there, trying to go ahead of Gordon. Ooh, some wheel-to-wheel action there. Nunez will make the move in a very unlikely spot there. Nunez will move up to P8 on Gordon there. Doesn't mean anything for the class, but because they're in both 2 different classes. Pinio with a yellow flag. Hopefully he's not going to be dropping back too much. Looks like he might be though. Larson, fastest lap of the race. He's just going to try to get ahead. Now Nunez, pit stop ballast is 15 seconds for all those drivers. So he's going to have to make up a lot of time somewhere. Lovering still getting close. Clifford makes the move on Belanger. Here they are side by side going into turn 2. Let's watch this action. They, almost touch. Oh, they're so close. Belanger will stay ahead. And there's Pena getting in behind as well. Pena's going to have to back off going into the kink, or they're going to touch, and they do touch a little bit. Clifford's able to keep it clean, though, or keep it going straight. That was awfully close, though. Very dangerous from Pena there. Could have ended in disaster. Let's look here. Lovering and Larson still duking it out here at the front. Lovering much closer than he was last lap. Portis and Belanger here kind of just eking out a bit bigger gaps. Let's look at our deltas here. Killer Nicholson got Lynch behind him, looking to make that move. Jean behind Lynch, also looking to get his nose in there. Jean still leading the rookie class. Let's move here to, looks like Lovering has our fastest lap of the race. Still is behind Larson though. Oh, Chase Gordon looking to make a move, but there's just nowhere for him to go. That's given Julian a chance to just stick with Gordon here. I think Gordon has Levasseur on pace here. But with the traffic ahead, I think Gordon's even faster than Nunez and Dubé here, but just can't get ahead. Into the kink they go, keeping it nice and clean. Let's take a look at where these battles are. I believe this is the closest battle that we have on track currently. Nunez doing a great job of sticking close. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Nunez has lost quite a few positions on the start of this. Currently our biggest gainer is Matt Lung though. Gained 4 positions in his own little groove here now. Biggest losers, sadly, Zoik Jean here. I think he was just getting into some trouble with some other drivers and is now just trying to get his pit stop out of the way quickly. Back to Nunez. Already going to have some lap traffic here. Nunez looking on the inside on Dubé. And it looks like they're almost going 3 wide here. Chase Gordon getting his nose in there. That is Nunez slightly ahead, but the inside line is going to be a bit better here for Dubé. He's not able to hold it. That is a gained position for Nunez there. They've got Jean right ahead. Ooh, very close there from Levasseur, who's going to try and make a move on Chase Gordon there. But it did not pan out. Dubé's looking a bit slow right now. Not able to hold his pace. And got the lapped car. They're just trying to navigate around him. Tricky spot to navigate. Not a lot of places. Damage for Jean. It does, Pena and Clifford here wheel to wheel. In the final sector here, Pena going on the outside here. Harder to hold the outside line. Clifford trying to defend. Dubé just kind of falling off from Nunez here. Already a second behind. Going up to Clifford and Pena though. Pena not able to get close enough. Clifford does go fairly defensive there though. And if we look here, if I look here real quick, yep, Larson, Clifford, Gordon, Flores, Rodman, Reed all have that 15-second penalty. Dubé is actually lost out to Gordon now too, and it looks like Levasseur is going to be trying to get on that action. He wants to stay as close to Gordon as he possibly can. Gordon, remember, does have the 15-second penalty, so any time that Levasseur can maybe not gain, but as much as he was going to want to stick to him the best that he can, because that'll just make his prospects that much better throughout this race. Seen some interesting moves from our drivers tonight. In places I wouldn't expect, and Pena does make the move on Clifford there, just missed it. See if Clifford's going to try and respond here. Down the start-finish straight. Not going to be close enough, I don't think. Up to our leaders here now, Larson and Lovering. Lovering doing a great job of just sticking to. Lovering doesn't really have to worry too much about letting Larson take this position because Larson's got that 15 seconds, so not much that Lovering has to do in terms of worrying about Larson's race here. He's just trying to stick to, and he's looking like he's able to do it fairly swiftly, fairly handily. Once Larson makes his pit stop, he'll be back about 15 seconds. Should be no issue there for Lovering. Here we have Rustin with Reed behind. Back up to our leaders. Almost a quarter through the race already. And how many drive-throughs do you think we'll see tonight? Well, this track does bode itself to having drive-throughs with a few of those kinks in the chicane. I think we'll see 2. I think our drivers will be pretty cognizant of that. Here we have a long battling with Collis. Looks like that's Wolf into the pits. Got some really nice little overlays here. Can see countries that our drivers come from. Obviously a lot of US and Canada, but we got some Costa Rica. Sorry, not Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, sorry. And Brazil. Who am I kidding to? Most of those Canadian ones should be French. Should be just French flags. I kid. Don't want JP to be mad at me. He's gonna watch this tonight. He's gonna be like, "What are you calling me calling me French?" So I'm gonna get a sternly worded message on Discord from JP tonight. Speaking of JP, running a excellent race so far in P4, up 3 positions. Given our pit stop ballast as well, it may have a chance for a podium. Drivers are kind of spreading out here a bit into their own little packs. Closest battle here is Lovering and Larson, but we do have Nunez getting close to Clifford. But we'll come back to that once we get a bit closer. Now, Larson is doing a good job of... It looked like that was an off track for Lovering. Lovering cutting a lot of those corners too, so I wonder if he's doing everything he can to stick with Larson. He's going to have to watch out though. He's going to get a penalty of his own if he's not careful. That would be something that's cool to see if we could see the amount of warnings that each driver has had. That would be really cool to see. Look at our friend Pinio here. Currently out on his own. Rodman is in a P17 already, and in class, he's moving his way up the field. Gained 5 positions so far. Another driver who's gained quite a few positions is Dustin Reed. He's gained 6 positions since the start of this race, holding off Trudell behind. Not that he really needs to. Trudell is not in the same class. Back to Nunez here, battling with Clifford, sorry. Clifford is actually mighty close to Pena here. I don't suppose I am able to see track cut count. Don't think so. I would love to see track cut count. That would be my favorite stat. So wait, how do you know that, Travis? You have ways of looking. What ways? Teach me your wizardry. I have to say that might be the worst camera in the game. It's just right there on a banner the whole time. Now Travis has got some hacks to see what he's seeing. Clifford stream. How does Clifford have that information? Over a quarter of the way through this race. Seen some actually pretty good wheel-to-wheel action so far this race. A bit surprising. Wasn't really expecting that. Looks like Swearingen just moved ahead of Trudell there. Probably a mistake from Trudell if I had to guess, given where Swearingen was at before when I was watching a Reed. Now he's got his class leader ahead of him. So if Swearingen can tidy up his laps, he can has a chance to possibly get into the lead of his class there. Loverink very close to Larson here. Down the start-finish straight they go, and that's the closest I think they've been. Is he going to look on the inside in the braking zone? He's not. Back to Matt Lung here. Just hasn't been able to get in front of Collis. Nunez awfully close to Clifford here into the braking zone of turn 1. And looks like Lung's going in for his pit. Don't think Loverink, excuse me. I don't think Lovering's going to make a move. I don't think it's in his best interest to be completely honest. Yeah. I don't think it's in Lovering's best interest to even try and pass Larson. I mean, if he feels comfortable behind Larson right now, which it looks like he does, and he's not ruining his tires, forcing Larson to just be on his toes, he can stick with and doesn't have to worry too much. Back to Nunez and Clifford. Excuse me. He's not able to get that extra little bit of oomph that he needs to get ahead of Clifford. He's going to just have to wait until Clifford makes a mistake, and it looks like Clifford may have made a little mistake right there. Getting closer and closer to a halfway point in the race. Looks like Nunez is just losing out in sector 3 here. He's going for a really wide entry into the final turn. Hopefully give him a little bit more speed down the start finish. It's looking real good. Really closer than he was last time. Is he going to be able to make a move though? He may have been able to send that one, but probably best to hold off and try one more lap down the road. Looks like Lovering's dropped back actually a whole second now from Larson, getting that time back. He's getting so close. Down here, Lung is looking to get ahead of Reed. Looks like he'll do it there on the exit of the final turn. And into the braking zone he goes. Holding that inside line. Easy move for Matt Long. After making his pit stop there, moves back up a position. And Nunez looking on the outside. That's Clifford being defensive here. Looks like Nunez isn't able to get that speed he needs to stick with. That's a really tight first turn, so outside line is tricky if you don't have a good gap in front. Good opportunity for Nunez there. Didn't seem to set him back too bad too. Now sliding back in. Let's keep an eye on this, but move on back to some of our drivers here. Rustin, currently in the back of the pack, has made his pit stop though. Same with Jean. Trying to go to the end of the race now. Swearingen's in the pits for his pit stop. Calvin Wolf coming around the last few turns here. He's already made his pit stop as well. Like I said, Swearingen's in the pits. Maurer here hasn't made his pit stop yet. Trying to inch closer to Trudell right in front. We've got Dustin Reed up ahead of him, leading our rookie class. Ahead of him is Matt Lung, who's already pulled a nice gap to Reed after making that move. Lynch and Rodman. Rodman just losing the position to Lynch there. Pinio just getting closer to Rodman. I think Rodman maybe made a mistake there. Kaylor Nicholson in his own little race here. Flores going into the pits. We got Collis. Melon pitch right ahead. Chase Gordon has pulled a nice gap to Levasseur. Oh, Travis, I think you're looking at how many pit stops they need to take. It'll say a 1. That's how many pit stops are left for them to take. Levasseur, though, staying really close to Dubé, having a rough time in the Porsche tonight. Chase Gordon having a nice race. P8 in class. Nunez ahead, still looking to make the move. Pena in the pits. Now, interestingly enough, Loverink has lost a bit of time to Larson. Not too much time, but not as close as he was in previous laps. Now 1.2 seconds behind. Our friend KP got his nice own little race going right here. Belanger behind him. Nothing too much to worry about for these drivers. Let's go back to the battles. Just got news that Flores has a stop go, 30-second penalty. Hasn't shown up on my screen yet, but he just, I think he just did a pit stop. I believe that was his pit entry. Yep. He'll go in to serve that right away. Big bummer for Flores. Larson's in the pits. He'll move everyone up. Let's see where Larson's going to come out. We're now 30 minutes into the race. That's halfway through. We've got Chase Gordon, Dubé, and Levasseur into the pits. Nunez and Clifford opting to stay out. Just realized I was on mute, sorry. Hopefully I wasn't on mute for too long there. But as I was going to say there is that Nunez here is going to get ahead of Clifford because Clifford has the 15-second penalty. Just realized I'm becoming the old man in a Zoom meeting who doesn't know how to turn his mute button off. What have I become? Stooping so low. Got word that Reed now has a stop-go. Has a stop-go penalty Swearingen has a drive-through, as does Matt Long. So that's 3 drive-throughs already. One for Dubé, one for Matt Long, and one for Swearingen. So that's 3 drive-throughs already. A couple stop-goes, but Clifford is now 15 seconds back from Nunez. Nunez is going to try and get back to Pena here, who Pena now in the thick of it with a few of these lapped drivers. Trudell's got a stop-go 30 seconds now. Geez, this is not looking good for some of our drivers. Really falling apart quickly in the second half of the race with pit stops and with off-track penalties. That's what you have to watch out for, though. I mean, the pit limiter sign, that's why you practice your pit entries. Because you don't want to get slapped with that stop-go 30 penalty, because that is brutal. It destroys your race, especially if you're in the thick of it. I remember, I don't know if this was last season or 2 seasons ago, I got hit with a stop-go penalty at Suzuka, and it ruined what would be... that is false. There have been some drive-throughs. I've got drive-throughs noted for Dubé, Swearingen, and Lung. I do have that information tracked here. It shows how many stop-go 10, 20, and 30 penalties are here. Rustin now has pitch right behind. Yeah, I mean, if you're not careful with those penalties, yeah, it just completely takes you out of the running. I will say this season, one thing that's been really nice to see is that it doesn't look like we're having as many incidents between classes as we had last season. Could have been some of the tracks that we were racing on that last season, but I believe last season was our first season introducing the rookie class, and I think I've already mentioned this before. I have nothing against the rookies. I love to see the rookies out there because, ooh, and pitch just turns right into Flores there, and I don't know if pitch just didn't see him or what happened there, but just turned right into Flores there on the inside. Flores did kind of do a half move. Wolf going wide, getting behind getting around Swearingen here. Yeah, last season was, I think we were still trying to work out the kinks of how we would handle a rookie class. And like I was saying, I think having a rookie class is amazing. I think it's great to get new people into sim racing, get them up to speed. That's what the rookie class is for. We're not trying to be an elitist league, but we want clean driving. That's what we want to try to promote. Skylar Loverink with a new fastest lap of the race. So for us to provide that, there's got to be some work that the rookies need to do to be able to get up to pace. So that's why we do have some rules regarding how rookies need to handle. Rookies need to be at a certain pace, like average pace per lap now. And if they don't, they need to be on basically an improvement plan and just say like, hey, like you should practice a bit more. And zealous, we're not trying to be rude, and we have options there As you can see, Skylar Loverink moving ahead of Glenn Pinio. We do actually have Lenny here in the chat, who has practice night every Monday night before the race. And it's always on the track. That's going to be the track that we race on the Tuesdays. So it gives our drivers an opportunity to not only practice the track, but practice the track with other people. Do some sprint races, learn about the track, learn about some lines that they can take. We want everyone to improve here. We want everyone to have fun, but I think part of having fun in sim racing for a lot of us is also performing well. So that's what we want to try to encourage. Last season, we had tons of issues with our back markers. I know 2 races in a row, for me personally, I got taken out. One of those was going to be my first win in class. I know leaders in our pro division, same exact experience. Yeah. And it was just, you know, as we were working on the kinks, it was crushing for a lot of the drivers. But so far this season, I have not seen like any of that. Looks like our rookie drivers are learning. The drivers that were rookies last season have really done a great job of improving and showing us what they have. Here we've got Rustin and Pitch behind. Pitch looking on the inside, thinks better of making the move. But yeah, I think there's been a lot of growth from our rookie drivers. It's just, yeah, I think it's been good to see the growth from this season to from last season to this season. I think it's been a lot of positive growth, even a lot of positive growth at the second half of last season. So, yeah, really applaud our great admins here at ZRL for all the work they did to try and alleviate the issue. And I think we've got a lot of good new systems in place. Yeah, and I think you're definitely right. I think there is more onus on a more seasoned driver to. I think there is a lot more responsibility for the more seasoned driver to be the better driver and be smart with how they make their move. I think even last season, though, we had a lot of issues with just getting into situations where there isn't much, like there's not much you could do. Like I know one of the incidents I had, I was the more seasoned driver. Sam, like going 3 wide with 2 rookie drivers. In hindsight, one, I was ahead, but in hindsight, I probably could have backed out and not gotten in the incident at all. But there were even incidents last season where there was nothing you could do to anticipate. A good example, Brands Hatch. And it wasn't just me that we had a lot of incidences, like myself and others included, where drivers would just lose their cars in some of the tougher braking zones where the car has a little bit more tendency to slide around on braking. Ooh, just saw that was Flores cutting the track there. But like in braking zones, it was just cars losing control. And since they're already going so fast, weren't able to stop in time, end up wrecking into another car. So, like in one hand, yes, like if you're wheel to wheel, yeah, definitely more onus on the pro driver. But we even had issues where, yeah, there's things were out of your control and there was just nothing you could do. You know, it's like on turn one here, if Nunez would just like forget to brake or brake a little too late and just would run straight into the back of Pena here. It's basically what was happening in the first couple races of last season, um, quite frequently. So 13 minutes left to go in the race. Larson hasn't been able to make up any ground to Lovering, but kind of expected that. Yeah, you're right. Brands is a pretty bad example because it's pretty tough, especially the second half of the track there. It's the closest battle we got yet, and we've got Gordon and Levasseur battling as well. So, got some good battles within classes. This is for the lead of the class here. Julien looking to get his first win, and he does go wide a little bit there. Ooh, losing the car, and that's going to be the position for Gordon. Shouldn't have put my camera on him. Made him a little bit shy. Maybe forced the issue there a little bit, but Emir Pena's been able to eke out a little bit more space from Nunez now. Biggest winner tonight still is our friend Rodman. 8 positions up on the night. And I think I can actually show you that as well. Let's see where our drivers are currently. Belanger doing really well, up 3 positions in the pro category. That's really great. Clifford sadly down 3, but in his defense, it was the pit stop ballast. Levasseur is into the pits. Looks like that might be a drive-through for him. And I believe it is a drive-through for him. Yep, that is a drive-through. Also, Dubé now coming through. Yeah, they've been fairly close here. You're talking about Dale and Glenn. Relatively close. Honestly, though, Dale has been flowing this season. I don't know if you guys all feel the same, because I know a lot of you have raced. Like, we've raced together for a long time now. I think Dale's done a lot to improve his consistency and just I don't know, he seems so much more level-headed than ever before. Maybe I'm typecasting him a little bit too much, but he's just had a really good season so far. Like, wildly consistent. Not inconsistent, he's been wildly consistent. And he's just been putting in good races. Currently sitting P4 in the class, sitting P2 in the championship. He's just doing great. Love to see it. Still, the closest battle, though, is our good friends Pena and Nunez here. Stand corrected. Looks like Rustin's looking to make a move on Jean here. It's not for anything in class, though. Just looking to make that move. Looking at our leader here for a brief moment before switching over to Pena. That's one thing I love about racing with ZRLs. You get to know these guys over the years. I mean, how long have I been doing ZRL? Slim, you got me into ZRL back in, was it 2020, like late into 2021, I want to say. It's been almost 3 years now. And so I've been racing with, I've been racing with guys like Rodman and Flores and Nunez and Portis and Larson and Wolf. I've been racing with these guys. I mean, Glenn's even been here a long time now. I think he's been here for like 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. Look at how much Glenn's improved. I remember when he first joined, he was that rookie on the track that was like really hard to get around and was really hard to race with. And now look at him. He's doing great. And it's just this great community of people that you get to know over the years. You just have a good time with, and you get to see everyone grow. I know I've been saying that. I've been getting sappy with all this today about the growth potential of all the drivers here. And we missed it, but Nunez there just got ahead. Nunez is ahead of Pena. Cuts him off. Oh, and Pena does get on him. Oh, no. Nunez is able to get the car going again there. Ooh. So let's actually watch that again here. I'm going to do a replay. So it's turn 1. And Nunez has got the inside there. So this is going down the hill here. He kind of cuts in a bit. I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything that he could have done there. I don't think there's anything Pena could have done. Right at the end there, Nunez kind of just slid it in, and I think he maybe trying to pit, but we're trying to brake, but just didn't have it. Glenn Pinio, you are right, is now 1.2 seconds back from our good friend Rodman. Getting closer and closer every lap, it seems. Looking at some other drivers here. Wolf actually having a pretty good race. Got Lynch behind him in the same class. Could be pretty close there at the end. We got 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in the race. Pinio is just eking a bit closer there. He's gained some time in that last sector there. I think that's where he's gaining most of his time, is in sector 3 here. You're right, Dale is sweating now. Looks like Pena let Nunez by. probably just readjusting after the tap. Probably a smart idea. I don't know if I put a lot of blame on Pena there. Nunez definitely was risking it, going and trying to like cut him off there into the braking zone. But that's probably a smart move. I don't believe any harm was done as well as they retain their positions. Glenn's just got a little bit more than he needs to give this. Hopefully he's not watching the stream and getting too nervous here. Or he's getting too nervous on his stream. Glenn's going to have to calm down here to make this move. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the race. Looking at the timing right now. Looks like Loverink's car is coming into sector 3 right now. Looking at the timing, I think we may have 2 laps left in this race. 1 minute 40s for timing. 42 is Skylar's best lap. 43s are what they're running right now. Yep, so we're going to have 2 more laps of this race. So Pinio's going to have a bit more time. Graham Lynch has got Larson right behind him. Lets him go by. Well, folks, don't want to jinx it just yet, but I think our winner tonight will be Skylar Loverink coming in, and we know how fast he is. Looks to be a fairly handy win for him. Moving back to the battle at hand, though, it's going to be Pinio and Rodman here in the final stages of this race. Looks like Rodman's trying to be a bit defensive there. It doesn't have to be defensive at that point in the track, though, because if you go too wide into that kink, you're asking for death, basically. But Pinio awfully close here, going into the chicane. This is looking really good. Rodman's going to have to keep the gap here. Collis getting a drive through. Rodman's going to hope to just eke out a bit more time, maybe even, if he can. Pinio looking on the outside here into the hairpin. Oh, and that does force Rodman to go a bit wide. Pinio get the inside line there. Rodman now on the inside going into the final turn. They do have some contact. Ooh, and that is going to be Rodman losing out there. I think Pinio may have needed to give him a little bit more space there. Rodman just going to opt to go down the pit lane because that's about the only place that he can go. That's a bit unfortunate there. I kind of want to rewatch that if I can. Let's take a look here at the helicam of that. So Rodman was a little late to braking there into the hairpin, and it looks like, yeah, it looks like Pinio just didn't give him any space there, and they were side by side. I don't want to be devil's advocate because I like both of them. I think that's on Glenn. I think Glenn should have given him a little bit more room. It was a bit rude. That was a bit rude on Glenn. So definitely the big squeeze. Rodman, though, lost out to Lung in that as well. A little bit disappointing. That's Skylar Loverink going to win the race, though. Larson coming in behind, Portis behind him as they round the final turns here. As the sun sets here in beautiful Budapest, Hungary. Dale did look a bit loose, but I think that was because, well, it's obviously because of the first turn issue he had there. Belanger coming in for P4. Great race from him. But I think there was just nowhere for him to go as well. Nunez coming away with the P5. Pena behind him, P6. Clifford will come away P7. Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to be a penalty. We'll have to see. It'll definitely be reported. I don't know. I think Rodman could have backed out, but that was a big squeeze. Gordon coming away. Great race from him, a win in the class. First race is the semi-pro. First race win in semi-pro. Great performance from him. As I wonder if he's running out of fuel? Is that him running out of fuel? Oh no. Does he have enough to cross that line? Can he cross that line? He's just got a little bit more to go. I think he's going to do it, and I think he's still going to come away with the win in class. And he does, just because he was on the lead lap. He will come away just barely with a P9. That is incredible. Oh my goodness. That is incredible. But folks, what a race! A lot of great battles here at today's race at the Hungaroring. Honestly, better than I expected. Don't really usually get to see as many overtakes. You normally don't get to see all those overtakes here at the Hungaroring, but today was a, an excellent treat. Definitely something special here. I do enjoy this track, though. I think it leads to some wonderful racing, and sure enough, we saw that here today. Well, folks, that's all we have for tonight's race. Gonna go through the order real quick here. Um, in our pro division, we've got Skylar Loverink coming away with our fastest lap and the win for tonight. We've got Larson coming in behind him with even with that 15-second penalty, was able to get a second place finish there. KP coming away in P3. And we've got Belanger, Nunez, Pena, Clifford, Dubé, Wolf, and Lynch in the pro class. Then we have our semi-pros with Chase Gordon coming away with us. First win in the semi-pros, first race in the semi-pros technically, but comes away with his first win. Congrats to him. That's going to be P1 for him. Levasseur takes P2, and Nicholson will come away with, I think, his first podium, P3. Next, we've got, then behind him, we've got Pinio, Lung, Rodman, Pitch, Maurer, Flores, Rustin, Trudell, and Collis. Behind him, we've got, and then behind them, we've got the rookie class with Jean taking away the win. Swearingen behind him, Reed and Mouton, who sadly didn't complete any laps but was here in spirit. All right, folks. Well, that's all we have for you tonight. An excellent race here at the Hungaroring. Love to see all the battles we saw today. Tune in. It's not next week, but I believe our next race will be 2 weeks out from now. It'll be at the beautiful Valencia. Yep, May 14th um, is our next race. So that's 2 weeks from today. It's going to be at Valencia with mandatory 2 pit stops for our drivers. So should be another great race for us on that night, and look forward to having a bit of a break for our drivers, a bit of a break from the stream. Not to say I don't like doing the stream, but it's nice to have a break once in a while. And yeah, tune in a couple weeks for our next round 4 at Valencia, coming to you live on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. But thank you so much, everyone, for your support. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and join our Discord if you want the latest information about Zealous Racing League events, and if you're looking to just join a sim racing community. We're here for that too. But anyway, my name's Shem. I've been your host tonight. Stay safe out there and have a wonderful night. Peace.
3 years ago, 1 month today, the second left but lost my way, and now I turn through heather walls. When Jenny says she's seen it all, she means from here to down the hall, and she is right in her own way. But I'm running out of strength, and I ruin everything. But I'm running out of strength. Turn back and you'll still find me. And I ruin everything. Turn back and you'll still find me. At the premiere, and I don't know when time begins. I don't know when time begins. At the premiere, and I don't know when time begins. I don't know when time begins. The flowers hang a violet hue, the clocks run back, and so should you. As Jenny starts her old refrain. The seasons change, the walls remain. I can't recall my mother's name, nor will I use it if I do. But I'm running out of strength. And I ruin everything. But I'm running out of strength. Turn back and you'll still find me. And I ruin everything. Turn back and you'll still find me. At the premiere, I don't know when time begins.